Okay, so what I've done is I've put extra spacers in. So on the left, there are three metal washers, and then that plastic spacer. I put 3 metal washers, 2 right here, 1 right there. Right here I have 2 right here and 1 right here, plus the plastic spacer on each of those. And then on the right side, I have 1 spacer, and then the same plastic spacer. So by adding 2 extra washers on the left, the prop is the same distance. It's not tilted to one side. And then by adding that plastic spacer all the way across, that helps just put a little more distance. The top one, come around where you can see, the top one has 1 washer and that same plastic spacer, you can see. So the top and the bottom right have 1 plastic spacer, 1 metal washer. The left side has 3 metal washers and the 1 plastic spacer. And by doing that, the prop, as you can see, is right in the middle. There it is at the 10 o'clock position on this side. There it is at the sorry, that's actually more like 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, you know what I mean. But the point is, it's the same distance up here as it is down here. So here it is down here, right in the middle, and then here it is up here. Same thing, just right dead center in the middle. Then if I put it over to the other side, same thing, right dead center in the middle. Put it down to the lower position, and it's, again, right dead center in the middle. So you can kind of see where it ends up. And then also giving it plenty of space to rotate around, since it's right in the middle, not up against the strings. So that's what happens when after I've added these additional spacers. One more look all the way around it. So the problem obviously is that without the 2 additional washers on this left side, the left side of the prop is closer to where I'm standing, and that's why it hit the prop strings on just one side. So the spacers, the plastic spacers that are the same all the way across, just add a little distance to get the prop out in the middle. But in addition to it being too close to the strings, the other problem is that the left side of this motor is closer to where I'm standing than the right side without the addition of those 2 extra spacers. I just realized I was showing this prop, which is dead center in the middle. Obviously, if you rotate it around 180 degrees, this prop is closer to where the strings would be, but it's still a safe distance with the addition of those washers and the plastic spacers. So again, here's the plastic spacers. The same, all 4 of those have the same plastic spacer. On the left, you have 2 washers here, 1 washer here, 2 washers here, and 1 washer here. And then on this side, you just have 1 metal washer, 1 metal washer with the same plastic washer all the way across. And then if I come out to the side, you can see where the prop is now a safe distance, and it would be the same right there as it is right there. And then if I rotate that around so that this prop is over here, you see it's the same distance or real close. over on this side. Could maybe actually use a third washer on the left side to make it perfect, but this is pretty close. I rotate it up to right here. You can see where it is there. So you can see, since on this side the prop is a little bit further to our right, if we were to put a third washer over on this side, that would space it out even more and make it even closer to perfect. But a fourth washer won't fit on this side with these longer bolts that I bought. That's as far as it'll reach. So that's why I've only added those 2 extra on the left. Okay, here it is laid on its back. You can see I have the same spacers in there. What would be on our right now is 2 more metal washers than are on the left. And by doing that, everything lays out just perfect. You can see the prop is right in the middle. I'll turn it a half a turn. See it the other way. Right dead center in the middle. Perfect. So the same all the way around with these extra spacers on one side and not on the other side, with all those same plastic spacers on every single spot. Okay, now I've removed all of the spacers and washers, the extra ones. So this is what was on the top one, the top mount, and then this was the lower mounts. And I've taken out, there was the 3 metal spacers plus the 1 plastic on each of these 2 that were on the left, and then there was 1 plastic and 1 metal on each of the right ones. So now if you look, there's where it just normally would be. The top, I was missing this extra bolt in the shorter one, so I've just spaced it out, but you can see as far as where it connects, all the spacers have been taken out. So I'm just using that longer bolt to hold it together. So I had to put that washer there to make it work. Okay, so then when you come out and look at it from the sides, you can see as I walk around it, the left side right here is closer to us than the right side. You can tell just by standing back looking at it that the motor is tilted to that side. So as I go around, you can see the prop right here is just way closer to where the strings would have been, and that's why it hit the strings when it starts up and there's the vibration. So put this in the up position. And then put it in the down position. You can see it actually extends closer to the strings than the inside ring of the cage. If I flip that around to the other side, you can see it's closer to the middle of the cage. Put it in the down position. Same thing, it's a lot closer to the middle, further away from the string on this side. And of course, that's why it didn't hit the string. You can see there's no damage to the cage or anything like that. The cage, the frame, everything's perfect. It's just machined wrong in the first place, I think. Kind of see if you look at the motor in comparison to the frame, that it's tilted to where it's this way when it should be more that way. Here it is laying on its back. I'll put the prop exactly there. You can see our left is closer to the ground because that's the way that it's tilting. Come around to the other side. So you can see that's where the spacers are when I had them in, the extra spacers to our right. And by putting those extra spacers to our right, it makes the prop sit to where our right side would be up higher and not as close to those strings.